Hey, what's up, guys? In this video today, what I want to break down for you guys is if you're feeling stuck, why it's not your fault. And a lot of times people get caught in this trap, in this rat race of trying to get to six figures, trying to hit their 10K goal, but they realize the years are just going by and they're still working their job and they're not really making any progress. So if you feel stuck, if you feel like you're not actually going forward towards your goals, then this video is going to be for you. And I want to break it down into three key pieces that might be holding you back. So number one is you've been playing by outdated rules. When you grew up in school, they teach us a lot of things, right? They say, go get a degree, work hard, stay loyal, work your way up, right? You'll be rewarded. But the thing is, the rules of the game are changing, right? And with AI and since COVID and like all the things, the world is moving so incredibly fast. A degree doesn't even really matter anymore. And even if you have one, it's like, it's not even helpful because it's outdated, unless you're like a doctor or lawyer or whatever, one of those specialized things. So the rules of the game is changing. But the people that you're being taught by are the people that went through their career back in 1950 or 1980 or whatever, however old they are. In today's economy, loyalty is rarely rewarded. What's rewarded is skills that matter, right? High value skills that can actually produce results. What businesses are thinking, the businesses that are going to pay you the money that you want to make to hit 10K and beyond, is they're thinking, what value is this person going to provide? So if you just have a generalized like knowledge or skill set that you learned from school and college, like everybody else, it's not really going to be worth that much. And when they make these big cuts, like boom, there goes the loyalty, right? When they just decide to make cuts and boom, everybody gets, let go, right? So you get paid by the value that you bring to the marketplace, not for the time you put in. And that's a quote by Zig Ziglar. So the second thing is the system was never built for your freedom, right? Most jobs are built to extract labor. They're built to accomplish a mission for the business, not to accomplish your dreams. So a lot of times people are in a job, they're working 9 to 5 and they're thinking, okay, like it's my boss's responsibility to make sure I get to 10K a month or like I get a promotion. No, that's your responsibility. Your boss is not going to be looking out for you. They're going to be looking out for themselves and for the company. So you want to make sure you're actually putting yourself in a position to make progress towards that and not relying on your boss or someone else or whatever. Think about it like this. If you're trying to get to Hawaii, that's your destination, and you're in a Honda Civic, right? It's not the right vehicle to get there. So if you're in a traditional 9 to 5 and your goal is 10K a month in freedom, that vehicle just doesn't go there. So you have to find other ways to actually make that happen, or otherwise it's just going to end up, you're going in circles. You're going to keep running into those same roadblocks over and over again. And one of the things that I had to come to realize is that hard work alone doesn't lead to freedom. You need the right path. You need the right opportunity. I grew up in the blue collar world, right? I seen plumbers, HVAC people, electricians, construction people. My dad was a farmer for years and years and years, right? Still is. And what I saw is that hard work is an element of success, but it's not the whole picture. And that's what I used to think, is that like, if I just work hard, it'll get me there. That's not the truth. You have to have the right work ethic for sure. You can't be lazy. Like that's a fundamental, but you also need the right path that's actually going to get you there. And that leads me into my third point, which is you're not the problem. The path is, right? The opportunity, like we talked about earlier, you can't be in the wrong vehicle and expect it to get you to where you want to go, right? Feeling stuck isn't about laziness. It's about misalignment. There's a quote that says, you're not unmotivated, you're just unclear. And so many people fall into that bucket where they're so overwhelmed by all the options. They see all these people online talking about all these different things, drop shipping or Amazon stores or Airbnbs, real estate, selling real estate, AI, all this stuff. And they're just so overwhelmed. They're so confused because they don't know who to trust. They don't know what the truth is. And the reality of the matter is most people are out there just spewing BS and they're not actually telling the truth. So you're just taking in all that information. You're stuck in this cycle and you're just stuck in this overwhelming, right? In this state of overwhelm, not having clarity and being misaligned. So it's not your fault that you're right where you are. At the same time, you have to take responsibility for where you're at and make sure you get that clarity with someone who's actually going to tell you the truth and guide you along the way, right? As an example, you're in a situation where if you're working full time, you're working 40 hours a week, maybe 50, whatever. If you're earning 3K a month, 4K a month, etc., it's not going to suddenly turn into 10K a month freedom and lifestyle, right? Do you see other people doing your job or in your industry doing what you're doing? Are they hitting 10K a month freedom and lifestyle that you want, right? I'm going to venture to say the answer is no. So you don't want to keep going down a path trying to beat the game at a game that you can't really even win, right? So it's important to kind of take that objective look at your situation, look around, and just ask yourself, are the people that are doing what I'm doing getting to where I want to go, right? The people that are 10 years ahead of me, are there people that are actually doing what I want and living the lifestyle that I want and being who I want to be? Or would I not want their job, right? A lot of people, when they look at the people 10 years ahead of them, they're like, wow, that's scary. I don't want that. That's your wake-up call. Because if you don't make a change, right, you're on a path right now and you have a decision. You can either, you stay on that path and you know where you're going to end up because there's people that are 10 years ahead of you, right? Or you have to decide intentionally, I'm going to cut off this path and I'm going to take a different path. It has to be one or the other. You're either making a decision to change or you're making a decision to stay the same. And I remember when it hit home for me, when I was doing construction, I was on these blue collar job sites. We were building a school or something like that. And we were in this construction site and it's this concrete, jungle, whatever, this building, all this rebar and columns and all this stuff, different trades going on in there. And I saw this one old guy walking around with a bucket, and he would like walk a couple steps, put the bucket down, hunch over, and and he was like this grimace on his face, and he's kind of like just really obviously in pain. And it's because he stayed on that path, right? And he made decisions that now when he's 55, 65, however old this guy was, he's stuck in that situation. And that right there was the moment for me where I was like, I'm not going to stay on this path. I need to do something different. So you see those people, whether you were in construction, you see people with physical, damage, pain, etc., or you see people with lifestyle damage, etc. Maybe you're in an office job and you see how, the people that are in this toxic environment long-term end up. Like, you have to make the decision to cut off that path. Nobody else is going to do that for you. So I hope this is really hitting home and starting to help you build awareness of, your environment and the path that you're on right now. There's a quote by Jim Rohn that says, you can't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. That's by Jim Rohn. And you don't have to know exactly where you're going to end up, but you do have to know where you want to go. You have to start with, where do I want to go? And how do I, what is the right direction to move in? So if that's business, if that's sales entrepreneurship, whatever it is, you have to start making steps in that direction. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope this was super valuable. I appreciate you watching. As always, your support means a ton. If you got something from this video, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what was your biggest takeaway. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.